It started as a normal autumn morning at a small zoo in Russia, but by midday, panic had spread among the staff. 1-year-old Musha, the zoo's smallest and most beloved resident, was missing. She'd been acting strangely all day, moving slowly, hiding, her body heavier than usual, her belly swollen, and now her cries echoed through the enclosures. The keepers searched everywhere. They knew if they didn't find her soon, something else might. Musha wasn't supposed to be here in the first place. The zoo housed tigers, bears, leopards, camels, monkeys, even lions, but never cats. Musha arrived by accident on a freezing winter morning when zookeeper Alice noticed a tiny mound of dirt moving near the staff entrance. When she looked closer, her heart dropped. A kitten small enough to fit in her palm, frozen, weak. An icicle clung to her nose. Alice didn't hesitate. She slipped the kitten inside her jacket and ran. The vets worked through the night, unsure if the fragile creature would survive. All they could do was wait. But Musha did something no one expected. She survived the first night, then the second, then the third. Still underweight and fragile, she somehow found the strength to stand, then walk, then run. Between shifts, staff members stopped by just to hold her. She wasn't a patient anymore. She was family. For over a year, Musha lived safely inside the zoo staff quarters. She watched the outside world through a window, dangerous animals just beyond the glass. Occasionally, she was taken for short walks on a leash. Then one day, someone left a door open. Musha slipped out. Alice searched for 2 days. Every enclosure made her chest tighten. The crocodiles, the lions, the cold ground. Colleagues warned her not to get her hopes up, but Alice refused to believe Musha was gone. And then there she was. Musha pawed gently at the glass door, as if nothing had happened. Alice cried as she opened it. She'd planned to find Musha a home one day, but she never could. Weeks later, Alice noticed changes. Musha was quieter, restless, no longer playful. She stopped exploring. She lay still for hours, irritated, exhausted. Then one evening after feeding time, Musha disappeared again. This time, the sky opened. Rain poured. Thunder rolled. Something felt wrong. Flashlights in hand, the keepers searched the zoo grounds. And near the lion enclosure, they heard it. A cry. Alice followed the blonde stash and hodie sound into a dense patch of bushes. There, hidden from the world, Musha lay curled tightly, but she wasn't alone. Something was moving on her chest, and when Alice stepped closer, she froze. Because what Musha had given birth to didn't make sense. Alice pushed through the bushes and dropped to her knees. Musha had given birth. 4 tiny kittens clung to her belly, blind and trembling. But beside them, pressed into her fur, were creatures that were not kittens at all. Baby hedgehogs, 8 of them, newborn, fragile, curling instinctively against Musha's warmth. Alice didn't understand. Hedgehogs weren't predators, but they weren't cats either. Their spines should have driven Musha away. Instead, she purred, calm, protective, unmoving. Carefully, Alice gathered the babies into a box and rushed them inside. When the vet arrived, he stared in silence. "I've never seen anything like this," he whispered. At first, they separated the hedgehogs from the kitten, but something went wrong immediately. The hedgehogs refused to eat. They cried. They weakened. So Alice made a decision. She returned them to Musha. The moment they were placed beside her, Musha pulled them closer. She adjusted her body so the spines wouldn't touch the kittens. She licked them all, no difference, no hesitation. Later, they discovered the truth. The hedgehog's mother had been killed days earlier in a mowing accident on the zoo grounds. Musha must have found the starving babies before giving birth and brought them somewhere safe. To her, against instinct, against biology, against pain. Musha raised them all. The internet couldn't believe it. Photos spread everywhere. People called it impossible, but Alice knew the truth. Musha wasn't confused. She was a mother, and she was doing exactly what someone once did for her, saving a life. Because she could.